Good morning. I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you. Going to spend some time talking to you about you and your business. Annette Monk, she's a regular here on the program and one of the favorites. And, you know, we get lots of positive feedback, incidentally, every time we get you on, both for the great work that you do at Carlton Staffing, which I'm going to have you elaborate on here soon, but also about the many interviews you have, particularly focusing on nonprofit organizations that have such a profound impact. You know, it's a great contribution that you make back into our community. And but I'm just a geek out fan of Carlton Staffing because of the fact that you are liberating business owners everywhere from the insanity of trying to be in an HR business when they intended to be in something else. So I love what you do. Why don't you elaborate a little more without all my hyperbole about what you do, and also introduce your guest today. But I do want to mention right from the start, carltonstaffing.com. You definitely want to check that out, and good to see you, Annette.
Thank you, Kevin. And the way that we liberate employers is that Carlton Staffing helps to our employers to find great staff. So we place temp to hire, and direct hire positions anywhere in an office, including accounting, even management positions, and also out in the warehouse, including skilled trade. And we have two specialty divisions. We have Carlton Accounting and Finance, and we also have KTEK, Engineering and IT. And I'm thrilled to introduce my guest today, June Christensen, who is the CEO and president of the Society for Performing Arts, otherwise known as SPA. So thank you so much for joining us, June.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, don't be thrown by that spa.
Yes.
So kind of give us a little bit of background about the Society for the Performing Arts. Give us a little bit of background and a little bit of history, if you will.
Okay. Society for the Performing Arts is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. Over the year, we were partners with Broadway for probably 20 plus years. And we rolled out of that in 2008 when I became CEO of the organization. We present typically anywhere from 30 to 40 events per year. That may not necessarily be individual events, but it might be something like a stomp with a run of 8 performances. Or, for example, our upcoming performance of the Irish Tenors for December is what we call a one-off performance. So our artists are in town and out of town. Mm-hmm. So we try to take advantage of any moment that we have to engage those artists in work outside of the stage and create a sustainability with them, with our audience. So it really is a nice footprint for artists to return.
Very good. Annette?
So the theater district is pretty big now. So what venues do you all perform in?
Our home is Jones Hall, but we also perform in the Wortham Center, and that would include the Cullen Theater, the Brown Theater. We also have been at the new Match Center, Midtown Center, Miller Theater, and public appearances basically all over the city. We've been at Christchurch Cathedral with a fantastic young crazy organist. So we are such a nimble organization that we can perform anywhere.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, that is fantastic. And when you say footprint, that's a pretty substantial footprint right there, just in a list of venues.
Yes, it is. It is. And not only are our footprint on the stage is pretty significant, but our community partners are extremely significant. And as I stated earlier, with the time that we have in the city with our artists, we, rather than present student matinees, we take our artists into the community with our partners. We've been partners with the Evelyn Rubenstein Jewish Community Center for 26 years, and that started our education component for SPA.
Very good. Very good. Annette?
So you said you were celebrating your 50th year this year. So what are some things you have coming up to help to celebrate that? Are you doing anything different or more this year than you would otherwise?
I think it's a little bit of both. The season reflects artists that we have presented over the years. Our dance series is basically an all-American series. And we're returning favorites such as Palabolas, the fun, Les Ballets Trocaderos de Monte Carlo, which is a spoof ballet, We also have our returning engagements with David Sedaris, and we'll culminate the season with a huge celebration presenting Circus 1903 the first week of June, which is the golden era of circus. It's sepia and gold and reds. So we thought that would be a perfect culmination of our 50th anniversary celebration.
Very, very cool. I think that's going to be awesome. June Christensen, she's our guest with Annette Monks and me. And the website, by the way, for June is SPA, Houston.org. That's SPAHouston.org. Annette?
So I know this is your 50th anniversary, but I have to say I'm super impressed with your story, June, because you've been there 25 of the 50 years, worked your way up. And I imagine you've seen some changes during the time you've been there. Any in particular that are notable? Any changes that you've seen with the organization?
I would say that the most significant change is going back to our community engagement area. It's a huge component of what SPA does in the community, and we feel because of the international presentations that we do that we program to the diversity that exists in this city, and looking at that with a different lens with each season and celebrating some of the diverse population inside Houston and outside the major metropolitan area. So we're able to really grow our audiences and expand what we do due to this specific programming, as well as our artists going into the community centers around the city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very, very good. So what do you have coming around the corner that you want the listener to be aware of?
Next Wednesday evening, we'll be celebrating the holidays with a return engagement of the Irish Tenors with an orchestra. It's a terrific evening of Irish Christmas songs as well as American. I think it really gets you into the holiday spirit and in every level, whether it's jingle bells or hymnal music coming from Ireland. It's truly a beautiful evening, a remarkable evening.
Yeah, I would assume that is either sold out or nearly sold out.
It's nearly sold out.
Yeah,
yes.
Very cool.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Got a little bit more than 2 minutes left, Annette. Why don't you wrap it up with some final thoughts? Do you want to mention carltonstaffing.com, of course, but some other thoughts and comments for us, or even a final question?
So really two things. First of all, you hear a lot about going to the theater, as a date night or something, but really families go as well. And I want, sometimes families might shy away for fear that it might be cost prohibitive, but it's really not cost prohibitive to have families go, is it?
It is not at all. I believe our for the upcoming event, I think our top ticket price is $65 and the lowest ticket price is $30.
Wow.
And there are discounts for families as well for our family series.
Love it.
Yeah.
So you're a nonprofit, so help us understand how we can really help support you and your organization.
Well, as mentioned earlier, you can always go to our website, spahouston.org. It's a very, very easy to navigate website. Also, donating just on an annual basis and as an individual donor in the city of Houston is really where we feel that's the direction the organization wants to take. So anyone who would like to donate or purchase tickets, subscriptions are still available. Remember, spahouston.org.
spahouston.org. Annette Monks, she is again at carltonstaffing.com. Thanks to both of you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
Everyone.
When we come back, we're going to have much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here, including this interview, will be found over there at the national news website, usdailyreview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter. Stay tuned for more.